basically, I am selling my brand new Tango 2 after like a week of having it, or a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. I think it's 2 weeks. Had it for 2 weeks, roughly, and I'm already selling it. And so, yeah, I did this initial video where I just got it like on the same day, and I put it together and I took it out and I was all super happy with it. And fast forward like 2 weeks and I am super not happy with it, to the point that I'm selling it, despite the fact that it's like the most sought after piece of FPV equipment around that I can think of right now. Why would I do that? Well, first things first, it's not the radio, it's me. The Tango 2 is an awesome radio. Really great radio. Especially the Pro version, because it just works really well. I never had any problems with the radio itself. Works like a charm, you know, it charges from USB-C, 2.5 hours. You just plug it in and charge. The menus are really fast. I love that it's got the whole Crossfire menu built into the radio. So like, it's way easier than Lewis scripts, way quicker, no crashing and all that. The quality of it is great. The gimbals feel awesome. And one of the best things about this thing is obviously like the form factor. So what I loved about this radio, what I still love about this radio, is that, like, you know, you fold up the little gimbals and the amount of space it saves me in my bag compared to this monster. Like, I can just tuck my Tango and my goggles in this one little area. Call me crazy, but like when I was doing that, it feels like my FPV bag is like 20 pounds lighter or something, and it's just tidier. Awesome, loved it, great. So what is the problem, you might ask? Problem is me. So what is the problem with me? Well, it's that I have a strong preference for these gimbals here because they have longer throws and they have like tighter tension on the yaw and pitch than this guy has. Now, I have really weird hands. My hands shake in general, but in particular when I get to the extremes of travel, I get little wobbles and shakes and stuff, which basically on this guy, when I'm holding it and I'm trying to yaw in to there, I was just running into like issues with my fingers being able to hold accurate yaw inputs. And the other problem I was having is that, like, I'm just letting my hand shake, right? So this is just what it does. This is how my hand goes. So the problem I was having is, first of all, getting accurate yaw. See, when I go over here, my thumb just twitches and shakes sometimes. And I can't fix that. So the only way I can really fix that is to increase the tension on the yaw part of the gimbal, so that when I'm giving throttle inputs, my yaw inputs are not polluting my throttle inputs, so to speak. To do that, I need to be able to ratchet up the tension to a certain degree, but also my grip plays a component in that too. So like, it's how I hold the radio, and it's to do with the range of how my fingers travel and stuff and whatnot and so forth. So I flew this radio for a week, and you know, I found that I can fly it okay. Like, no real major problems. Even the video was looking pretty good. Like, you know, there wasn't much to do, just get used to it and all that. But the problem is, there is some getting used to. So if I compare the gimbal size between the Taranix and the Tango 2, it is just different, man. So unfortunately, because of the way my hands are, I literally, although I can fly this thing, I cannot fly it well, and I cannot fly it like super confidently. And it's nothing to do with the radio. It's probably to do with my hands. Basically, the problem is that as long as I was flying the Tango 2, I just could not get rid of that crosstalk when I'm working the throttle and yaw stick. Couldn't get rid of it. Just could not. And so I'm spazzing out a bit. So what that does overall is it decreases the confidence with which I can fly, because I'm making mistakes, I'm overshooting, but also my fingers are spazzing and giving incorrect inputs to the quad. And what that does, you know, even though I'm not filming commercially or professionally and stuff, And I'm not even doing that much extreme stuff with my quad, right? But still, to me, that predictability and that confidence in the quad is really important to be able to do the stuff that I want to do with the quad. I just need to be able to place it accurately, and I need to be able to feel like I can predict what it's going to do, like particularly if I am going to do something a little bit important, like go and chase some dirt bikes or chase some drift cars, or dive some buildings, or do some acro in a slightly risky spot, right? Like that little bit of confidence and that little extra bit of consistency that I need, if that's not there, it makes everything else really, really tough. And I was finding that throughout the week, as I was flying with the Tango, I was having a lot of crashes that I really shouldn't have otherwise had. Now, to be fair, anything that's new is going to take some time to get used to, and I think you should be conscious of that and prepared for that when you buy something that is different. There is an adjustment period that's going to happen, right? And you need to be patient enough to go through that adjustment period and adjust, and then start playing with settings and stuff like that. One of the mistakes I made with the Tango is I immediately started to try and change things in the radio and my rates and all that to try and compensate for what was really, at that point, a lack of familiarity with the radio. I just wasn't familiar with the gimbal throws yet. So I had to undo all that stuff. I wasted a couple days doing that. Then I put it back to stock. All I did is set all the stick tensions as tight as they can go. And then I flew it for another, 5 days or whatever, like about 6 packs plus every day. Of course, on the weekend I did more packs. I flew it as much as I possibly could to try and get it to a point where I was feeling confident in it. That's the story with it. But the greater picture there, I think, and the reason I'm making this video is not to hate on the Tango, but it's to remind people that sometimes if it ain't broke, don't friggin' fix it. Like, change for the sake of change is not always the best idea, and that's not why I got the Tango 2. I did not get it because it's hyped up and all that kind of stuff. I got it because I'm legitimately looking for a better radio, because my Taranix has certain issues. Like, it's kind of falling apart, the buttons are falling off, switches are starting to break, it picks up dust really easily, it's hard to clean, and all this stuff, and I really don't feel like spending the extra $250 for a new Taranix. I was kind of hoping to find something that was better and that had the thought put into it, and that has good ergonomics and nice gimbals and everything. And look, the Tango 2 has all that stuff. The Tango 2 has all that. It has everything. The trick is that everything that it's got, the great design, the great quality, it's easy to take apart. You can fly through the OpenTX screens, no problem. I love the scroll wheel. I love everything about the radio. The trick is that for whatever reason, despite the fact that it's great, it just doesn't work well in my hands. And I've been kind of feeling stupid for a while, but I'm wondering, like, what's wrong? Am I sucking or whatever, or what should I do? I've been really confused, should I change the sticks or stick ends or this or that? And I did do a little bit of playing with the stick ends, but look, end of the day, I can either fly confidently or I can't. And so I had to make a call at some point as to, like, do I want to continue down this path with the Tango 2 where I'm trying to figure out how to fly it better, or should I just go back to what's already working just fine for me? All right, baby steps. I have to fly the Taranix now because I gotta get used to it again. I do have the chance of maybe chasing some drift cars tonight, but there is no way in hell I'm doing that if I'm not feeling confident in the quad. And so there is no way I could have done that with the Tango 2. I just would not feel comfortable doing that right now. But since I haven't been flying my Taranix, I'm not used to that either. I don't know what's going to happen. So I might just totally suck at everything. I might have not just gone 2 steps backwards. I might have just gone 3 steps backwards, and now I've got to relearn my Taranix and unlearn the Tango 2. Oh, it's like, it's weird, but it is what it is, and I gotta really be true to what I feel, and I gotta be really clear about what my objectives are. And my objective is just to fly. I just want to fly. I want to fly as good as I can, but really I just want to fly. I don't want to be messing up for no reason, which is kind of what's happening to me at the moment. I don't normally crash nearly as much as I've crashed in the last couple weeks, and it's super annoying, so I just go through props. Now I don't even have props left, you know. I have like 5 sets of props. That'll barely last me like a weekend of bando flying. Anyways, whatever. Let's go sneakily chase this random car that's doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. Oh dear, if that runtime is accurate, that's pretty bad. 2.5 minutes. But look, I flew the Tango tube back to back, pack after pack, every single day for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't get anywhere near as confident with it as I now feel after the first pack with this friggin' ancient Taranix after like not having flown it for like 2 weeks. And that's just the way it is, right? It's like, it is what it is. What else can I say? It just is what it is. I tried to adapt, man, but I can't. And I think I know exactly why, right? It's just the finger twitchiness and the gimbal travel and the way I hold my hands and all that good stuff. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll try the Radio Master or something. Who knows? But I just got to keep real to what I feel and what works and what doesn't work, man. And that's just the outcome from it. You know, I gave it a good run. And that's that. And now I just want to get back to flying. Right? I do have one thought that I will share before I depart, which is, what if, now that TBS has done the Tango 2, what if TBS did like a proper big full-size remote with full Crossfire, big nice gimbals, big nice screen on it, maybe a nice super antenna in there. What if TBS did a really big remote like the Tango 2 but bigger, you know, with the full-size gimbals, the full-size Crossfire, etc., and the same quality as the Tango 2 and all that. Superb ergonomics, the great switches. What if TBS took all that Tango goodness and put it in a more Taranix-like form factor and went not just at the FPV pilots among us, but the wing guys, like the plane guys, the guys who fly the Futabas and the $800 radios and stuff. Because like as good as the Taranix is, it is not on that level, man. And if anyone in the industry could get on that level, besides Futaba and Spectrum or whatever, maybe it could be TBS. I don't know, because all those Futabas and all those radios, I believe that they are all on like 2.4 gigahertz. I don't know, maybe the plane guys would like a little bit longer range or a little bit less latency. Just saying, man. Just saying.